This guy about to be world champion. I think WWE Universe will say, yeet. Anything's possible, baby.
Yeet.
I don't know how to feel. It stings that John Cena threw me out. Ooh. I trusted him, but I love John Cena, so it's also an honor. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, next year. There's always next year, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. That's what losers say.
Next year. Damn.
Yeah, it's an emotional night, you heard?
Yeah.
Come here, girl. Don't be shy. Say something to your brother now. Don't say something to your brother now.
I'm so proud of my brother.
Yeah, it is. Hey, we love yours. It is you, boy, all the way to Mania.
Bobby Saleh, my favorite Uso.
Yeah, I forgot they were together, Naomi and one of the Us. Sorry. Kung Fu Kenny.
Surreal to actually see you in the flesh, because
29 minutes.
The point of just letting the music speak for yourself, which is something I really respect. But the spotlight has been shining so brightly on you for the past few months. I've just been wondering how you've been processing behind the scenes, how you've been feeling about everything happening, all the success.
It's just really just I want to look at it like it's just a continuum of who I am, really. I've always stayed to myself. I've always been in my own bubble, whether it's with the fam or whether it's training. How I process it all is just I continue to do what I was doing 10 years ago, and that's like be better in myself, better in the craft, and not look at it as bright lights, you know? And it may sound cliche, but it always worked for me, even when I was young, you know, playing sports or being in the forefront of presentations and stuff like that. It was like, I got to look at myself in the mirror rather than looking at it as a crowd or, you know, fame and attention.
So now, early days of your career, you know, Section 80 days, even early mixtapes. Are you perfecting your craft as an MC? Did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl.
Never thought about the Super Bowl.
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl. Going to the studio and getting a meal. But I think, well, what I know is the passion I have now is still the passion I had then. And I think that carried on to the Super Bowl. So it was all about being present. As long as I was present in the studio and present in whatever that line was or whatever that mistake was, rapping or doing hooks or choruses or whatnot, I was present in that moment. I felt that passion. I think being present and not actually foreseeing everything kept me in the grounded state of mind in order to be at, you know, big stages like this.
That was a lot what this year was about too, right? Like you I guess, you know, you took it and put it on your back and you felt like a line needed to be drawn.
What? What? He took it on his back? Yeah, bro. Ain't no way that nigga just said that. There's no way.
Right? Was that your intent? Draw. Right? Was that, you know, too, right? Like you I guess, you know, you took it and put it on your back and you felt like a line needed to be drawn. Right? Was that
cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay-Rock, you know, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. didn't see that grit, you didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting. So I hope this makes sense, right? You know, we've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said. And you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like
Jello doing the halftime show.
Exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way.
My swerve in that corner.
Last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year, or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
That's a good question. Surprised myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself, because this for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality, they know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the Homie Garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton in LA. It's just magnified to the level where I've progressed it and did enough hours to know, okay, I know where to place it now. I know how to make it connect with people.
It feels like each album, too, getting to this point was like, it was an album for the culture, and it was an album for the critics. You know what I mean? And then it was for the critics, and then GNX comes along. And it's like, nah, this is an album for anybody who want it. And anytime. And you brought that energy. And the energy you brought on GNX was an energy that I don't think was really happening in hip hop. Like, it's a Public Enemy level energy. It's a Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted energy.
Sure.
Like, it's a classic, timeless energy. Talk about your headspace between Mr. Morale and this GNX.
Yeah, no, that's great. Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like, it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, and Dre, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA. And you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City, but I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time, because not only the energy was lost, but it was the energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, just smacking, right? And it was a great transition from Mr. Morale, because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
And you really did spread your wings. I mean, you just came off a huge Grammy wins. You walked away with 5 awards, and you won Not Like Us won for Song and Record of the Year, which in itself is remarkable. But I think for people who love and respect hip hop and the roots of this culture, the competitive spirit of it, it has been a little bit mind-bending that you created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song. And how is that something, after you got off that Grammy stage, you got home in some quiet time? What was going through your head?
I was just thinking about the culture, really. It's always that for me first. I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just something that came 50 years ago and like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre. So that's what I think about. And I feel accomplished being able to do that You know, whether somebody else come behind me and do it again and quadruple it, I love to see it. If that was my purpose to do that, then that's exactly what it was for that particular moment.
I think people often miss the significance of that Record and Song of the Year award, because that Song of the Year award is a songwriter's award. Like, it's not just the biggest song. It's like someone wrote a song. And you as a songwriter, when you see your name up there and it's written by Kendrick, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And I think to what you're saying, I think there's a lot of people who have become fans of hip hop, and they you know, you like the songs you hear and know, but you're not actually tapped into the work that it takes for you to generate the output, the art.
Exactly, man. As a writer, you know, and that's what I can appreciate the most. And knowing
Where we going tonight? Where we going tonight? We got tickets to the disco show, so we might run that tonight. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna leave this on.
And just trial and error, writing the most terrible shit to some of the greatest shit. 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture. You know, from a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film, books, day in, day out of just being around like-minded individuals that have different perspectives outside of just music. So through that process, it was a challenge for me, but even more a process of me enjoying, okay, different ideas and different backgrounds and how to look at things. I love it. I love it. Being on calls and, you know, formulating business ideas and ventures outside of my usual norm, it challenges me. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I know it's going to happen next. Yeah.
What's going to happen
I think
next?
for the audience too, you know, and anybody watching around the world, the PG Lang thing is, you know, I think people see you as an artist and someone who makes music, but I don't know if you want to.
Dang. AD first look in the Mavs jersey. Kind of crazy. It's not bad. 20 hours, 42 minutes. I'm gonna see what time I gotta go to this thing. Then we'll shower. And then we will get ready and then probably head to the restaurant, go eat, then the disco. Yeah.
Share today, but the level of detail that you yourself, along with Dave and shout to the whole PG Lang,
Dave Free,
y'all as friends that came up together, you in the edits. Like what we're gonna see on Sunday is a PG Lang production.
Yes, that's all PG Lang. That is
all
us
PG
sitting
Lang.
day in, day out, from the edits, the production, the stage design, the music, the sound tech. It's everything across the board, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like Basquiat in so many different fashions. You know, you can clearly pick his brain about anything, and he'll give you an answer right down the middle to help you decide for yourself. So that's something I can always appreciate.
Yeah, I'd say with all of your powers combined, y'all are really diabolical. Like when you roll out the videos, all the visuals for GNX, just the way you all move strategically together, it is inspiring beyond the music. You know, just thinking about how to approach life and art in a holistic way. And so when it came down to planning for this Super Bowl now, you know, you've teased on the album coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Miss Morale's like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way in 13 minutes. It's kind of wild, and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. Very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me. This is Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old. And
damn. 30-fucking-7, Kendrick? Wait, you 30, gang? 30 is crazy. 30 is 7? Wow.
I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out into the television and to the people that's in that building.
Right.
Well, and on that, you know, the connection between Black culture and New Orleans and how important and shaping our ancestors were in this town, music, jazz, all that. You always put our culture and Black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities.
Man,
so there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you walked in to New Orleans with that LA etiquette and all of that, I don't know if people really grasp that, but you got to be feeling that energy.
That's a bar.
Like when you are out ready on Sunday to do your thing.
That's a bar. It's crazy, bro. Out of all my friends, LA, us growing up, all our grandparents either from Louisiana, Texas, Chicago, like period. So our dialect and how we talk, it gauges from like the South and like the Bay Area. So like going to the store, we say finna. I'm finna go to the store. Like that's some South shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not no LA, right? Mm-hmm. So that energy right there, and you know, making that correlation, it means a lot to me for people to understand that. And the culture and just being Black, I can't help that, man. It's just not something that I think about or even try to like go. I'm Black. Shit, it's just go. It's
not on you.
Yeah, it's gonna come out every time. I can't sugarcoat it. You know, I can't downplay it. I'm at a point in my life I can't necessarily fake the funk for nothing. And I've always had an essence of that, but you know, you have kids and shit. It's just like I have to be who I am authentically. And if you know the world can't accept that, then so be it. But who rocking with it, I'm gonna put it all the way out there. You know, whether it's in private or whether it's on the main stage.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people and a lot of artists stand in themselves as authentically as you have. And I think one of the questions we've all been wrestling with over the past few months, watching you and the way you've moved, is really what is the role of an artist? And I think lots of people have very different definitions, but young Kendrick, again, back to overly dedicated and Section 80 mixtape Kendrick, and GNX Kendrick, Super Bowl Grammys Kendrick.
Damn.
Has your idea of what the role of an artist is, you as an artist, has that ever changed?
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on. I had maybe clues of it, but now today I can truly say it's to express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You go feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You want to smile, you gonna feel it because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized and I feel, you know, if I feel frustrated, you're gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, you know, I've grew up with cats still to this day can't have a conversation. The most meanest, you know, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I got to do it for them. I got to make records like Reincarnated. I got to make records like Man in the Garden.
Reincarnated.
I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because, again, I come from the same place they come from.
Wow, Kendrick,
she said 9:30
tonight. See you
tonight.
outside again soon after Super Bowl. I know, of course, you have the GNX tour. Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful.
A street nigga trying to turn me in and start
all the
state.
music and the moments that you've given us over 15 years, and in the last year, your presence and your focus, it is noted. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking our
Thanks for
questions.
fighting for hip hop, man.
Oh, for sure.
For fighting for hip hop.
It is really appreciated. And now
Are we all sending ducks?
We have some kids that got to ask questions. But I got one more thing for you, Kendrick, before we go to our friend here, Hayes Adler. What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been very
good at storytelling,
open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music, and I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on. You know, whether it's a war tour or whether it's 500 people at Key Club, I've always had a form of that. So I like to always carry on that sense of, you know, make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
I mean,
years,
that's the Kendrick
years
thing,
to come,
you know.
right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right, Ken? Hayes, this is Hayes Arthur.
for entry.
He's got a question for you, Kendrick.
Hi, Kendrick. What's going on?
Hi, Kendrick.
How do you prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
Why'd you give him the mic? Why is he asking Kendrick the question? You couldn't get during Black History Month a young Black man to ask this question? Why are we getting him? Man.
Hey, Kendrick. What's going on?
What the fuck?
Hi, Kendrick.
What's going on?
How do you
Hi, Kendrick.
prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
Yeah.
Why are you puckering your lips like
I
that,
do
bro?
some laps, whether it's some sprints. If we talking about, let's go from, okay, on a physical level. I'll give you that.
Really, nigga?
Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups, just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, and you need some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get cranky. Physically, yeah, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that. And on a mental level, I'm usually playing some Isley Brothers just to calm my nerves, but calm my excitement.
No, you're not.
And just give it a balance, you know. So that's my prep right before I go out.
Thank you, Hayes. Thank you so much. And now Alvin Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Kendrick?
There we go, some culture.
I'm a little with Big Brother and Big Sister New Orleans. What has mentorship meant to you during the course of your career? And if you could thank your mentors for believing in you, what would you say?
Oh man, mentorship has been everything. To be around individuals that experience every little thing that, you know, you think that you're the first person to go through it with, it's a difficult task when you're a young individual because you're like, shit, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you progress and you be like, damn, he or she was right, you begin to understand life a little bit better and not be so judgmental to people that have been here before you, right? The greatest thing I would say, a couple mentors that given me was like affirmation, and to always give myself space to believe in who I am, even when I wasn't feeling it, right? You can accomplish so many small things or big things, and you still can fall in a slump where you doubt yourself. And even though these mentors haven't seen the spaces and been in the places I've been in, it was always time to allow me to share exactly who I am or how they see me and what I'm capable to give to the world. And I think that goes a long way, you know, from people in the highest places and the lowest places. We all need them.
That's fire. That's fire. I'm gonna react to one more thing because I promised my friend I would react to it. All right. One song, reaction, and we're going in the shower.